week ago, I could not perform at the highest level of PvP in Minecraft and was willing to do anything in order to get better. Many players think that practicing against bots doesn't get you anywhere, but today I'm going to prove everyone wrong. So I spent days fighting bots to answer one question: can bots actually make you better at PvP? But by the end of this video, I was dominating bots and I was dominating players. From the start, I only had one goal, and that was to get better no matter the cost. On the first day, all I wanted to do was increase my PvP skills so that I could look more consistent and be more consistent with my hits, and so that my PvP would actually increase. Since there is so many different mechanics in PvP, this might take a while for me to get to a level where I'm satisfied with, but until that point I'm going to keep working. And so I joined up the Theobald practice map where I could practice my PvP and started on the easiest level of difficulty. Yes, I could have started on NPC, but that's NPC. He doesn't fight back. You got easy, medium, hard, tier 1, and then you've got hacker. But then I joined in not expecting to be able to do much, but then I started hitting clips where I was actually piecing them up pretty decently as well. But this was on easy mode, so I'm guessing anyone could really do this if they've already played before, which I already have. Theobald the bot, come on then. First day on, I want to see if I can get past you, mate. Come on. Oh, wait, hold on. Oh, hold on. Yeah, so I can't lie, right boys, that might have been too easy. I can't lie, but even so, we're gonna move on to the medium difficulty now. Move on to see how I fare with that. But yeah, stay tuned to find out. And so I joined back, and this time I changed the difficulty to medium from easy as I've completed. But however, one thing I didn't do at the start of this video was introduce everything around on the sides, so I'll show you over. And we've got kit 1, which is just a normal kit with a mace, kit 2, which is a mace kit, kit 3, which is normal, and then kit 4, which is a cart. And then back here we'll have everything that you can change, if you like, whether you want it the rain, you want proc leggings, you want shielding, you want a shield stun, you want 20 HP, etc. So then I joined in, expecting that this will be a harder challenge, knowing that I will have to put more effort in order to progress to the next level of difficulty. And since this was the medium difficulty, I knew it would be a slight bit harder. Theobald the bot will meet again. This time you buffed a bit more. Still, looks like it's not doing much though. Oh shit. And now it is time to move on to the Unstable SMP Tournament Simulator. As soon as I joined, the first thing I did was grab a kit from the side, and I grabbed a car kit because today the 3 things I was going to focus on was sword PvP, mace PvP and cart PvP. And so I chose Parrot to be my first fight. I then proceeded through my Ender Pearl and then Potto. Coming into the first fight, the main thing I wanted to do was to improve my aim and accuracy and overall how consistent I am within my PvP. And with Parrot being taken down, it was time to move on to the second match, and this time around I was still fighting the same kit. As in the second match, I was solely focusing on my sword PvP and my card PvP, and chose Phi Marder to be my second fight. Coming into the second fight, I wanted to solely focus on my combos with my sword, and I wanted to focus on my consistency with my cards. Once I defeated Phi Marder, I then proceeded to walk over and grab another kit, but this time I grabbed a mace kit because in this third and final fight I will be solely focusing on my mace and my sword. Prince Sam, just gonna get packed up, pre-gap up, and pot. Right, and I am fighting mace this time, so I'm gonna be switching between sword and mace. Unlike the last two fights that I've had, I fought cart. This time around I'm fighting with mace. Haha, can't do it again. Oh. Oh. And with that came the end of day 1. When day 2 started, the main thing that I wanted to do in the morning was to practice my PvP on the medium level of difficulty of Theobald the Bot. And the main thing that I was practicing in the morning was sword in my card PvP. However, the main reason why I'm getting the practice in now is so that I am ready to face off against real opponents later in today, because today is the day where I face off against real opponents on servers like PvP Club and Mindmen. Going into my first proper match, I knew that this could go either way, whether I lost or whether I came out on top. But more importantly, I would learn how much more I needed to improve in order to get to a higher level of PvP. And as you can see, I've still got my ways to go. Nice comeback though. Going into round 2 of match 1, I knew now that I would have to slow down in order to hit accurate hits and to become more consistent with my hits. But as you can still see, I'm still missing a lot. But, however, I have been hitting a few more combos, which is better, but there's still loads more that I need to improve on. At least I got the dub though. The main goal for match 2 is to stop letting myself get comboed by running in stupidly, because every time I do that, I get comboed. So what I'm going to do is let my opponent run to me, hopefully. But yet again, I get comboed because I run in stupidly, every time. But now I know, not to run in anymore, and let my opponent come to me so I don't get put in a position where I can get comboed. But unfortunately, I lost. Going into round 2, I wanted nothing more than revenge and to win, because I wanted to go into match 3 coming off the back of a win. But also, I knew now that I had to stay calm and to not run into my opponent. Or just run into my opponent so they can't hit us at all. Fortunately enough, I won. Going into round 3, the only thing I wanted to do was to stay calm and keep my nerves so that I would actually win. And try and keep the distance. but still I ran in stupidly and got myself put in a combo. And after almost pulling it back, I suffered a loss. Going into match 3 this time around, I chose to do a car kit and change servers to Minemen. The main goal for match 3 was to gain consistency within my carts. And in the end, I came out on top. To end off day 2, I then proceeded to go back onto the Unstable SMP Tournament Simulator and then went to go fight against another bot. This time around though, I went to go fight Wilson. I threw my ender pearl and then I potted up. There wasn't much I was going to focus on this fight, since this was rather just a practice, just to get a bit better, you know what I mean. And with that came the end of day 2. Coming into day 3, the final day of this challenge, I wanted to start off with some practice against the bots out of the Unstable SMP Law Simulator, and so that I can be prepared for whatever is in store for me later. Oh. To give a bit of a rundown on the unstable SMP Raw simulator, basically, how you could see all the bots I've just faced up against. I chose to face up against 54 bots just to warm up with because it was the start of the day and I wanted to get warm. So I chose 54 bots. You can choose up to about 400, 500 bots, I know that, and you can fight with the unstable SMP protagonists as well, like Paradox 2, Flamebags, Spoke is here, and Wendu. And yeah, I mean, overall it's a lot of fun. After hours of practicing against bots, I fell faster, my aim was more consistent and my movement had improved, but none of that mattered unless it worked against real players. So I queued up 6 matches, 4 sword and 2 cart to see if all that practice would actually pay off in the end. Right, first real game. Let's see how I do with this. Alright, okay, I guess so far, I guess I'm doing alright, maybe? I mean, I'm missing so much, but... oh, unlucky at the end of the day, like, almost got the comeback. Going into match 2, I wanted to focus on critting my opponent, as that would deal more damage. I won due to me utilising on critting my opponent out. Starting up with match 3, only thing I wanted to do was win. That was it really. That was sad. I'm going to do an additional match to make up for it though. Going into match 4, since this was an additional match, there wasn't much that I wanted to focus on, other than getting the dub obviously, and critting out my opponent and comboing him. And in the end, I dominated. Bro, I just realised I had no cart in my hotbar room. Going into match 6, I wanted to win every trade that I had with my opponent and combo my opponent. And in the end, I came out on top. Going into my final game, match 7, I wanted to use everything that I learned from Sword PvP into this final game. And I prevailed successfully. So, to answer the question, did bots actually help me with my PvP skills? To answer honestly, they won't make you good overnight, but however, they made my movement, aim and consistency way better, and overall, a better fighter.